Hi, I'm Siera and Daniela,
I'm Siera.
and this is the Pretenders podcast. How have you been recently?
I've been good. I feel like I've just been noticing a lot.
What have you been noticing?
I think I like this little life. I know that term is so old, but I don't know. I'll just be out in the streets and I feel like I'm just picking up on different things. Like, I was at the LCBO the other day, which, if you don't know, is like the Ontario liquor store,
Hmm.
and I saw somebody in the parking lot doing a breathalyzer, and I just thought this makes sense.
Why do you think he was doing the breathalyzer? Like, do you think he was like checking if he was okay to drive, or do you think he was checking? Okay, wait, how drunk and how turned am I, and should I get more turned? Like, was he going into the store or was he coming
He was
out?
coming out of the store. So either he
Ooh,
could have been drunk going into the store, he's like, oh my god, I gotta re up, and then going back. But obviously he drove away, so he couldn't have been drunk. He
that's
did
so
drive
interesting
away,
to
so he did go in sober then.
just have a breathalyzer on you.
No, I know, I just thought it was in the fucking parking lot. And then one time when I was at the casino, I saw somebody do they were doing a score sheet on the bathroom floor. I was taking a pee, and then I saw this woman writing down numbers in the bathroom floor, and she had a whole chart and a list.
Was she doing like some sort of like mathematics? You think?
I think so, but
Like
some people at the casino, they're really into it. They believe they have
yeah.
a whole process about how they do things. Remember
Hmm.
this one guy? He was sitting at the table, and then he would play for 20 minutes specifically, and then he would go and leave, and then he would come back.
You think that was like a luck thing, or do you think it was like, oh, it's chances of if I walk away now, then da 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 da.
I think he when he was up, he would get a lot of chips. He'd walk away, and I think in his mind he was resetting the bad luck that would come to him. Because naturally, if you're playing, you're gonna get good hands, you're gonna get bad hands. So I
Hmm.
think he was like, okay, if I walk when I have all my good, I'll exercise the bad, and I'll come back and it'll be good again.
That you know what?
It worked though. He was up
He was
all day,
up.
all for an hour.
I kind of believe in that. It's like walk away. It's like I reset everything
For
and I
an
come
hour.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome.
Do you notice things? Do you take part in the art of noticing?
You know, I feel like because I've always lived in big cities, I always try to ignore what everyone else is doing. Just because like people are always doing weird stuff, especially if you live in like the core of a city. There's always just characters like out and about. There's just one guy on Queen Street who always has his butt is always out. I don't know
Full
what.
crack,
No, no, no,
crack or
not crack.
full
Like I'm
moon.
talking like his pants are at his knees, and I've seen him multiple times. I think it's the same. I don't try to look obviously, but it's like you kind of just getting there. Oh, okay. And you keep walking. That's I think I have the art of ignoring. I try to do that. Um,
Oh my god.
I don't know. There's just a lot of funny things when you live in a big city.
Yeah, I feel like you probably see a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I've told the story before. This guy one time I think was taking a shit in his pants while he was looking me directly in the eyes. Have I told that on here before?
No,
Did I have I told you before?
I think, but for some reason it sounds new.
So I remember I was going to the other side of the city and I was on the streetcar and it was like wintertime. I was wearing this really big coat and I had my headphones on. I almost always have my headphones on because again, the art of ignoring, it helps. It helps if you have headphones on. And this guy comes up to me and he's a little scruffy looking and he kind of I think he kind of waved to get my attention because I was wearing headphones and I took my headphone off and I was like hey, and he's like, oh, I think he asked me what I was listening to, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting question. So I showed him the song, and he's like, oh, you should listen to this, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's a cool song, I'll save it. And he seemed to be having a very lucid, normal conversation with me
Okay.
for a while, and we say our da 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 whatevers, and then I put my headphone back on, and he's sitting very close to me, and he has his hand in his jacket like this, and I'm like, okay.
That could be
So I
many things.
yeah, yeah. So I very nonchalantly backed up a little, and then he proceeds to kind of take this almost standing slash squatting position, and he starts grunting, and he goes, "Ugh!" And I think he was shitting himself. So I decided to very calmly walk away because you can't be you can't be shocked because
No, you can't draw attention to
sometimes
it.
I think those people, I don't know if they do it on purpose or whatever, or whatever their situation is. If they're doing it on purpose or not, the best thing you can do is pretend you didn't see anything or pretend it doesn't affect you in any way and just keep walking.
Yeah, don't engage.
Don't engage at all. Just be like, oh, okay. Just you literally have to pretend that he's just standing there. You can't. that's it. And you just keep
he's just
walking.
like grunting a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very interesting experience because I didn't know if I was gonna get stabbed or shit on, or I didn't know what was gonna happen.
That was my
Honestly.
first thought when you said hand in the jacket. I
Hmm.
immediately thought, you know, a little
I,
pokey
I thought it was
pokey.
I thought it was gonna be a little 1-2 shank. Like I
A little one too.
just a little one
Okay,
two.
but when you were talking about like sharing the song, like what you were listening to,
Mm-hmm.
I actually think my worst fear is like wearing a band tee and somebody coming up to me and being like, name 5 songs, name 5 songs, name 5 songs. Because I'm one of those people, like, if I will say, if I like a band or something, like, I'll rep their tee, but I'll also wear tees from bands that I don't really listen to, just because, yeah,
If
I
the
like the shirt.
tea is fire, the tea is
The
fire.
tee is
Like
fire. If it's drip, it's drip.
it's if it's drip is drip. Like what? I really don't like those
But that's the
people.
thing with those, like, everybody's got, like, the Ray-Ban sunglasses now, where you can
Hmm.
just, like, get recorded for, like, no reason.
I hate that. This girl in Toronto recently actually made a TikTok about how she didn't know that this guy was recording her, and then she saw a video of herself on TikTok,
Yeah.
like being talked like to, and she was so confused because that must be like almost like such like an out of body feeling. Like you see yourself on social media, you never knew this video was being filmed, and like he was obviously trying to pick her up or something, and
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
she said she felt like he was almost like putting it on, and she said she felt very uncomfortable, like
Hmm.
like when someone talks like they're talking like while you're being recorded. It's
Yeah,
a very different
it's different. It's different.
it's a different cadence, and she picked up on it, I guess, like subconsciously, and she felt like strange about it. But yeah, that must be so weird. I think there needs to be like laws about that, like.
I think so too. I'm actually surprised that something like that can be allowed to happen because I noticed there are a couple like content creators and it's always men and it will be them their whole channel is literally about like picking up girls with the Ray-Ban sunglasses or
Yeah.
like doing like how they react to like pickup lines or like whatever and then when they get rejected like they'll be like mad and
Hmm.
I'm like this is so gross and exploitative like it's disgusting.
I find it so strange though that like people like doing that. Like I don't really see I don't really see the point of content like that. Like I don't know,
No,
maybe I'm
yeah.
not I don't know, I'm probably not the target audience, but I find it so strange that it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go outside and like talk to random people and record my conversations. It's like you don't want to just be a person and like actually have conversations with those people. I also find it very weird because it's like at least if you told them you were recording, that's different,
Yeah, true.
But like it's so weird. I don't
It is
know.
weird.
I don't know if you remember, like this was a really long time ago. This must have been over 10 years ago. Google Glasses,
No, I remember Snapchat glasses.
Snapchat glasses, they were actually, let me search this up. They were, I think, like 2013. So they looked like little, they looked like glasses, but almost like glass tabs, not like glasses
Oh,
glasses.
okay, okay.
I remember there was a lot of like privacy issues because people were saying like, oh, like we can be recorded like without our consent. Like yeah, it looked very strange. I'm gonna
Oh,
put a
those are
picture up
weird. They're
there.
kind of giving like a cyber tech
Yeah,
vibe.
like they were.
Yeah.
I think they were playing into that whole like cyber look.
Right.
But when you're wearing those, people kind of can tell that that's like a device. They're
Hmm.
not glasses. But like the new like
The circle's like right in the corner.
yeah.
It's literally just in the corner. And the glasses, the frames are already black. And obviously
Hmm.
a camera lens is like black. So it's like it kind of
It just kind of looks like a little detail on the
you
side. Yeah.
could like people that are like older people would definitely not pick it up. They would have no idea.
I don't think I would pick it up if I was talking to someone.
I'm like hyper paranoid about it now. So like I
Yeah.
look, but like aside
No,
from
like Big
that,
Brother, like surveillance is
Big Brother's always
everywhere.
watching. But yeah, social media is just like so annoying. I feel like recently, like I don't know. I was talking about this with you earlier, but like I feel like hustle culture has ruined the art of being a beginner.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like,
That's a very interesting topic. Yeah.
because I feel like you always, if you're posting on social media, everybody always wants to see results. You know what I mean? They don't really, sometimes people will engage in the progress, but a lot of times it's always like you're only rewarded once you do the thing or reach the goal or reach the milestone. It's like,
Hmm.
let's bring back just like sucking at stuff or like just having a hobby that, yeah, maybe you're not good at, but you really, really like it.
I think it's because like everyone instantly wants to be like if you want to try something, it's like you immediately have to be good at it. Or, like for example, a lot of people like I know a lot of girls who like have tried to become influencers,
Hmm.
and I know a couple who have like succeeded a lot. Like I know a girl who like went from like just making content sometimes to she has 1 million followers and she lives in New York now.
That's
So it's like
awesome.
obviously now it's like she's literally so up, and now she's like, oh, it's cool. It's cool for her to be posting videos of herself. But it's like, oh yeah, when she had 500 followers, I'm sure there were people from like, you know, her
Her high
school
school,
or like, you know,
yeah.
around her, like, what is she doing? Like, this is
Forwarding her
embarrassing.
videos, screenshotting, commenting. Like, people are so mean when you're like
Yeah.
trying to do anything.
But it's like if you never start, if you're never like you have to be a
You
beginner.
have to suck. Or you
Yeah.
have to go through the growing patch of just like trying things and like failing and like you like I feel like that's a lot of things with like acting too is starting out. Like
Hmm.
you have to be so willing to fail and fall on your face 10 times over and like keep going and keep going and keep going because it's a marathon, it's not
It's
a
also
sprint.
just like rejection after rejection. Like
Oh,
you
it's
you really
brutal.
only get a yes like sometimes. You know, I think there was like I can't remember. There was like an interview with an actor, and I think they said it's like 1 in 80 auditions or 1 in 60 that you
Yeah.
actually like hear yes from. You know, like we've all had like a million no's. You know, but that's how it is. And you know, I feel like I always think about it this way, especially like with like younger actors or whenever like some of like my like friends in acting are like kind of down on themselves and whatever. I'm like, okay, if you started off, for example, in like the corporate world,
Mhm.
are you going to be the CEO when you start?
No.
No, you have to start off as like a pencil pusher. You have to start off in the office. You have to start, you know, you have to start somewhere. And I compare like that, like I guess that like corporate ladder to like almost like being an actor because I'm like you
Mm.
have to start off somewhere. You know, like sometimes my friends will be like, I don't want to do this project or like, you know, I've been working so long and like da, da, da. I'm like, but we're so young. Like, you know, like you have to start somewhere and like get up to like, you
Where
know,
you want to
where you want to
be.
be. Where
Yeah.
whether that's like working consistently or whether that's being like an A-list celebrity, it's like you don't start off being at the top unless you're like, you know, maybe an Nepo baby or something, but even then it's like they still have to work too, like
Yeah, no, they do.
they do because a lot of the times I feel like with nepo babies they don't get taken seriously.
No, they won't start out leading. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, they can easily get more access to roles and stuff like that, but they might start out supporting,
Hmm.
guest star.
Yeah, so I don't know, I always compare it to that because I'm like, well, you're not going to be the CEO because you're 23. So you know I even have to sometimes remind myself, I'm like, oh, I feel like I haven't done much, or like I feel like I haven't done what I wanted, and I'm like, okay, hold on, let's roll it back. If this was like a regular corporate job, where would I be? I'd be at the bottom. Like
You'd be right where you are now. Like,
yeah, like
right,
I
yeah.
just start like you know I didn't start that long ago. Like it's fine. But yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people look down on people starting stuff is because they don't have the courage to start something that they want themselves.
I always think it's projection.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I always think it's projection of like, because then I will see those people then try and do the stuff that you're doing. You know, I don't mean you as
Hmm.
in you,
Yeah,
but I mean
yeah.
like they'll notice somebody doing the thing they want to do, and then maybe they're like, oh, maybe I really should start. And then they do,
And then they
you
do.
know,
Yeah,
which can be nice.
it's hard to like start your own business or you know be your own person or you know
Try a new sport, like try
do
anything, you
creative
know?
things, and it's like you have to start somewhere. You don't start off being like you know AAA platinum at whatever you're doing. Like that's just how the world works. I don't know, but definitely on social media I see it like most
The
prevalently, I
grind set
guess.
is real.
Yeah,
The grind
the
set is
grind
real.
set is very real.
But I think that also just goes with how content is because I mean, when you watch content, nobody wants to wait for part two. Like, do you remember back in the day when TikTok was like first out? It's like, go to part two, go to part three.
Yes,
People
yeah.
want results now. They want like the instant gratification, but like
Hmm.
the journey to me is more satisfying than the destination.
I
Not to be that
agree.
person, but it really
But
is.
I
Like,
don't think the journey ever ends because
no,
I think like no matter where you are in life, you're always going to want
you're
more
gonna chase.
and you're always going to want to do better or you're always going to compare yourself to someone else. And I think it's like you have to be happy where you are, but also happy for what's going to happen in the future.
I think one of the biggest killers in the industry is jealousy.
Jealousy.
Specifically, I actually think in any industry, I think the second you start getting jealous of like the other people around you, it's good to want and drive for things,
Hmm.
but the second you start taking it away from other people that you know, or just like even random people online, like you become really bitter, and I think it floats into your work.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? Comparison is a thief of joy. Like I especially with creative stuff though, because I feel
Hmm.
like you put so much of yourself into it, you know, and you put in so much effort and it's like, oh, well, this person is there and I'm not there. And it's like, okay, well, they're a different person. They had a
There,
different life, you know, they're not you. And
yeah,
I think like the best thing you can do is just like keep pushing. Like, I don't know, especially with like creative stuff where like you have to put yourself first. It's like whether you have your own business or your own brand or you're an actor or a musician. I think you have to believe in yourself first
you have to be your number one supporter.
because yeah, because if you don't believe in yourself, why does anyone else have to believe in you?
Like with auditions, we don't
Yeah.
get to pick if people say yes to us or if people like our
Yeah.
tape. It's so everything is so out of our control.
So out of our control.
So
Yeah.
it's like you have to be your number one cheerleader. But
You
then but then
do.
also if you're like you want your friends with you at the top. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're sitting around being all jealous and like boohoo, it's like you're gonna be at the top and you're gonna be alone. And that's kind of
Yeah.
sad. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no, it is. But I also think it's really important to have people around you who also believe in you.
Yeah, of
I was actually
course.
thinking about this. I don't know why. I was thinking about this recently. Um, that like even if you don't believe in yourself like momentarily, like you have like maybe momentary like doubt or like you're just like in a low point, it's very important to have people around you who also really believe in you, but like
Mm-hmm.
not just believe in you, but have like this like delusional belief in you, how you do. Because I think it's like important for people to see you that way too, and it's important to like surround yourself with like that type of energy. I don't know, because
No,
I've
I'm
always,
totally with you on that.
yeah, because I don't, I've always found that like my friends are very supportive. Like I've had like, obviously there's a couple of people here and there who like I'm not very close with who are like, oh, so like what do you do for work? Or like, oh, so like what are you
How's that thing
doing? How's
going?
that thing
That's the
going?
worst one.
Yeah. Um, and I just I don't want that around me ever because I don't know, I'm very strong willed, but I feel like if someone isn't like doesn't have as much like delusional self belief in themselves, that could really get someone down.
Oh, 100%.
And it's so important to like surround yourself with people who like really believe in you. Like I really don't think like I don't know, I'm very very easy to like cut someone off if someone says something crazy to me. Like
I'm the same way.
I just like life is so short and you're gonna be around people who are hating on you.
No, like I'm in the same way. Like if people will say things that will like if you're just not supportive or you're just not a good friend, like I'm gonna ice you out.
Like bye.
It's that simple because it's again like I don't have time to waste on
Hmm.
people that just don't put the same energy
Life
in.
is so short, like
You
why
know what I
would
mean?
you, like actually, wow, we went kind of philosophical there for a
We kind of
second.
really did.
What's philosophical? Actually, you know what, back to glasses.
Yo, back to
Back
glasses.
to glasses. Bigfoot. Let me connect.
I'm picking up what you're putting
This
down
this
already.
the okay. Sierra told me a theory. What was your theory?
My theory is that Bigfoot was created by people that can't see.
Hmm.
Because Bigfoot is this like big phenomenon that goes back. I do you know how long like Bigfoot was like?
I thought it was like the past 200 years. I didn't think it was like super old.
Okay, okay. But I think it's by people that can't see. And I think about do you remember how like the solar eclipse just like happened recently?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
listen.
Like it was like a year and a half ago,
So
two
think
years
about it.
ago.
Those people didn't have the knowledge about the solar eclipse. So they look up, got blinded, and then they probably started thinking someone in the village put a hex on them, like a curse. So I'm
Yeah.
like, with Bigfoot, it's the same thing. Everybody's just delusional that they saw somebody. And I'm like, no, you were just blind as a bat and you need to get yours fixed.
I completely agree because okay, imagine how many people throughout human history had vision problems. Because like take into how many people you see every day wearing glasses.
And you can be born with vision problems,
Yeah.
even from when you're a kid.
Yeah, even from when you're a kid.
Yeah.
So imagine how many people throughout human history had vision problems and didn't have access to glasses. Because access to glasses is like pretty a pretty new
They're
thing.
expensive too.
Yeah.
They're very expensive.
It's a pretty new thing in like just human history in general. Like, oh, an optometrist? That's so new. And imagine all those people throughout recorded history and written history who did not have glasses and were like, oh, I saw a mermaid and they saw a whale. You know
That's
what
why
I
I think
mean?
a lot of those like mythological creatures were kind of like sighted and like found it sighted.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I think people needed glasses. I think a lot of people were also actually, I don't know if this is like a very well known fact, but in places like England and a lot of parts of Europe, they would drink a very light beer throughout the day. They didn't drink water because a lot of the times they didn't have access to clean water.
Okay.
So a lot of the times people were just drinking very light beer all throughout the day.
So they were all drunk as
Yeah, they were like pretty
they were
buzzed.
lit. They were lit.
Yeah, they were pretty buzzed throughout the
Okay.
whole day. Also, I don't think a lot of people know this either. Sorry, just random facts. I sometimes I like talking about random facts. Um, like the average like peasant didn't work for half the year. I don't think people know that
I
either.
didn't know that.
Yeah, people think like, oh, peasants were like always were hard. It's like no, they worked throughout like spring,
So peasants were unemployed
summer,
too.
like basic. Like they were unemployed, they were drinking, they were living in mud huts. Like I would invent some stories too. I would also be
You
like,
get
guys, I saw
bored.
a fairy.
Yeah.
I saw a fairy.
I think a
I
lot of the human history is built on lies. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of truths, but I think a lot of people just were gaslighting each other.
I would start so many lies, low-key.
I was thinking about that because like it's out of boredom. Like, cause there's this trend on TikTok going around. I can't remember what the specific name is, but like Gen Z will be like sitting in a room for like 10 minutes with no screens and they'll time themselves. And then they'll record themselves just seeing like, if they get fidgety or whatever. And I'm like, I think we cannot deal with boredom as people nowadays. You have to constantly be doing something, fidgeting. And I'm like, I'd be spitting lies on people.
No, for sure. Do you know what that reminds me of though? When you said sitting in a room and timing themselves. Do you remember what was it called? What was it called? What was it called? Not phasing. What was it called?
The shifting. The shifting.
Shifting.
Shifting? I know it wasn't real.
Okay.
I know.
I feel like we might have talked about shifting before, but I'm bringing it up
did, but
again.
I want to debrief it again because nobody watched the episode.
Yeah. So shifting, guys, we're getting started. See, it's the art of not being embarrassed to start things, okay? That's where we're at right now. But shifting was this crazy thing where, okay, I don't even know if this is the correct description, so like correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I thought what shifting was people would come on social media and be like, "Oh my god, I just shifted into a reality where I'm in Harry Potter."
Like with Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
Shagging Draco Malfoy.
Shit, that was a crazy one. But so essentially it was lucid dreaming. It was lucid dreaming, I guess.
I do believe I assumed it was a different word for lucid dreaming, which I do think you can lucid dream. It's happened to me. Like I know you can lucid dream, but what I didn't really understand about the shifting in particular was like being able to do it for like long periods of time. Like people would say they'd shift for like hours, and I think that's where I got confused.
Okay. So I think they were lying.
You think they were all? It was.
I like back to like the peasants and drinking all day, making up lies about fairies and like folklore. It was COVID. Okay, let's set the scene back to COVID because I feel like COVID was such like a fever dream time that when you really think back to it, you're like, wait, that really happened? Because now it was 5 years basically since it started.
That just aged me. Like, oh my god.
Whoa, unk. Like I just felt like unk for a second. 5 years ago, we were locked in our houses for like in Canada it was really long. In Canada we had like a brutal like you have to stay in your house like amount of time. In America it was not that long. People were bored. They didn't have much to do. So what do?
You start shifting with Draco Malfoy.
Well, yes. You start making shit up. Just like the peasants did back in the day when they were like...
It all comes together.
People really don't change throughout human history.
No, because human life is not that long to where, like, you live long enough to recognize the patterns, but you don't live long enough to change them. That's why human history is always going to repeat itself.
Cyclical, very cyclical.
Even when we make steps forward, there's always going to be, like, the steps back.
Always.
So what I'm saying is that there's always going to be filthy liars out there.
And honestly, like, I'm one of them. No, I'm kidding. But you know what? Do you remember those? Okay. Also circling back to, like, just making up stories. Did you ever, like, encounter... Okay, I feel like everyone had this experience in, like, middle school or elementary school. There's always that one kid who just makes stuff up. But they would swear on their, like, mother's lives that it was real.
I got one of them.
Yeah?
I called them out.
No.
I got them live, 4K.
What did you say? Wait, what was the story? What did you say?
Okay, so I'm going to give the kid a different name. We're going to call him... Oh my god, I keep thinking just his real name. Adrian. We're going to call him Adrian. Adrian was like a certified, like, liar. He was just like a certified, like, what do you call it when people, like, not tell the truth? Like, he's a deceiver, okay?
Ooh, I like that word.
He was just a deceiver, okay? And so one of the days I was like, I'm gonna get him because he always thought he was so cool, and he was always like,
how old were you guys? I just need to set the scene for myself.
Let me set the scene. I think we were like 12 when I got him.
Ooh, pretty old to be lying all the time.
And it's been going on for years because I went to school with him for so many millennia. And so anyways, I went up to him and I said, oh my god, Adrian, I saw the coolest movie over the weekend. It was called The Hidden Button. And then I was making up all these crazy details. I was like, the monster truck just like through like the house, and like, oh my god, and then the guy pulled out like a gun. Like it was something just like ludicrous. But I remember specifically I said the movie was called The Hidden Button. And then he starts going, yeah, like I love that movie. Like it's like I saw it the other day. It was like so sick. And I said, that movie doesn't exist.
You set him up.
I had to set him up.
Was this in front of people?
No,
It
unfortunately.
was just for your
It
own.
was I had to get my own satisfaction. But you know what? Like saying it
So
out loud
bad.
now, I'm like, you know what? Like it was so frivolous and so unimportant, but in that moment it felt important.
I just feel like okay.
He needed to be called out because he was always lying about going on trips and like driving like his parents had like crazy cars and I'm like, I know it's not true.
There's like an age I think where like
He was too old.
yeah, you're
He
like
was too old to
I
be doing
feel like
it.
when once you're like anything past like the age of 10, and if you're like outwardly constantly lying for no reason, it's like I'm looking at you weird, you know? Like I remember actually my sister told me this story. There was this girl in her class. So my mom's a scuba diver. Um,
Lore?
yeah, my mom loves scuba diving and she teaches people how to scuba dive sometimes. And um I guess my sister was talking about her in class, or they had to present on like their moms or something. And um my sister goes, yeah, my mom's a scuba diver. Like she's scuba dived here in Canada and other places. She's seen like this type of wreck and whatever. And then after class, I guess like one of the girls comes up to her and she goes, well, I went down to the Titanic.
Wait, how old is she?
She was young enough where it's like, okay, I'll let it slide. I think they probably like what do you think? Maybe like 9.
The girl go on the Titanic submarine?
Yeah.
Like
She goes, well, I went to the Titanic.
I still feel like 9 is
Okay.
too old.
I don't. It's just like, why are you lying all the time? It's like you're a little deceiver. I
It's
like
just
that word.
yeah, a little deceiver because it's one of those things where you're not actually like at that age what you're lying about is not like actually inconveniencing or like being spiteful towards others, but
Hmm.
it's just like why? Like I don't understand what drives you to do that.
I think it's like a lack of attention at home. Like honestly, like if I have to guess, like from like a
Yeah.
psychological perspective, it's like you probably like maybe you're like an only sibling and you're not around other kids often, or maybe you have too many siblings at home and you don't get enough attention, so you're always just like you're just saying outrageous stuff just so like people can be like, oh
Get a
really?
reaction and talk to
Yeah,
you.
like
Yeah,
oh that
that's
happened
true.
to you, or they're just like a little crazy in the making.
But I'm like, I feel like the thing about these compulsive liars, what if you meet your maker? In not even a sense of like, oh, I catch you in a lie, but what if somebody knew a bunch of facts about the Titanic? Like,
Well,
say
then you're
somebody who's older
screwed.
did it and then they just got grilled on
Well,
it.
then you're screwed. You know
Yeah.
what's really odd is like seeing a compulsive liar as an adult, be like an adult compulsive liar.
Do you know an adult compulsive liar?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
Mm,
I
I,
know
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah. I'm
god.
not close with them, but I know that they're a compulsive
I think
liar.
that's my worst nightmare.
And it's just like, but the thing is, it's like everyone knows, and it's like at some point, like, do you tell these people? Like, if you had a friend and you knew that they were constantly lying, would you say something, or would you stop being friends with them?
I would stop being friends with them because I don't think that they would admit that they were lying. Because if
Mm,
they're already a compulsive liar and then I confront them on it, I don't think because I'm like, if you lie about everything and someone is confronting you on it, I think that would be that person's worst fear is their whole facade's like falling apart.
mm-hmm,
So I think that they would just defend it until the end. I'd like wanna try and talk to them because I'm like maybe there's like a screw loose
mm-hmm,
that like maybe they'd need like help with or whatever, especially if it goes like super far.
mm-hmm.
But I think I just have to pull away because I do not think that they would. I
That
think
would
they lie.
stop. Yeah.
What would you do? Like
If it
you know this
was
person, so but
if
you're not
it
friends with
was
them.
no, if it was like a very close friend and they just like started doing this, I would talk to them.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's
Yeah,
different. I feel like that's
because
different.
I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, you need some support. Like, what's happening? But if it was just like, if it was just someone I don't really know that well, I'm like, I'm just gonna step away. Like, I don't
Yeah,
need to like you constantly telling me all this
like
stuff. It's
you
not true.
meet them and they're already like
Yeah,
starting to
yeah. It's like,
lying.
no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
But I actually, do you know that one guy? I think it's called like Subway Takes. It's like this really cute show on, I guess, like Real Show
Hmm.
on Instagram and TikTok. And there was a guest on there recently who was saying like, is is like telling the truth. No, I'm not phrasing it correctly. Like you should tell the truth even if it like kind of hurts some people's feelings sometimes, because he's like, you know, life isn't meant to be like fully comfortable. Like you're supposed to get challenged and
Hmm.
you're supposed to know how people feel. Like, if you're hurting someone's feelings or if you're doing something wrong or da 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 da. And that got me thinking on like a slightly different topic, but he like ignited that thought of like, I really don't like when people don't tell you very small things. Like, for example, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. If there's something on my face or something in my teeth and you don't tell me the truth, It's such a small thing, but it really bothers me
I know.
because you got me looking ridiculous for hours outside.
Especially if they're with you too.
Yeah, no, it's like you're
Like it's
looking
like
me directly in the face.
you're with them all day and they don't say nothing.
But it's like, do people just not feel comfortable telling people things? Because
I think that's what it is. I think that they don't want to make that person like feel insecure. Because if somebody has like lipstick on their teeth, they might think, oh my god, lipstick on my teeth. But I'm like, if you notice it right away and you tell them, then it's not a thing. It
I
becomes worse the longer you don't tell
appreciate
them.
that.
I am always so glad when somebody tells me.
Because I don't want to be looking ridiculous.
No.
It's literally one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like I go home and I look and I'm like, oh, I have something on my face, or like I have this, or I have that, and you couldn't tell. You were looking me directly in the face for multiple hours and you couldn't tell me. I feel like we need to come up with a sentence that's like polite and nice, but also gets the point across.
I feel like I feel like it's straightforward though. Am I crazy? Just be like, oh, like you have something right there.
Some
Because
people
that's
just
not.
can't do that though, and I don't know why.
I don't
I've
get
even had
it.
this
Like,
conversation with my friends. There's two of my friends will never tell me, and it pisses me off so. And I've told them before. I'm like, there's something on my face. I just went to the bathroom. How long have I looked like this?
did they say why they? Have you asked them why they didn't say anything?
No, I'm just like, guys, like you should have told me. They're like, oh, I didn't see it. It's like, yes, you saw it. And you know, that's kind of that's why that guy gave me that thought, the subway
Okay.
cakes guy, because I'm like, yeah, like you sometimes you just need to hear the truth, and it's like that's such a small example of that, you know. But it's like, yeah, just why do we have this like fake politeness of like I don't want to tell you because like it's not rude. They didn't put that on your face,
No,
you
they're
know.
just they're making you aware of it.
And it's like I appreciate that,
No, of course.
but people still feel awkward.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything awkward about it. Like, and also I feel like relationships they need to be built on like trust and like uncomfortableness. Not uncomfortableness, but just like it's okay to have like a disagreement or an argument. You guys can still keep being friends. Like it's not going to be a be all end all.
I completely agree with
You
you.
know, like you know what I mean? Like I think sometimes people will be so afraid of like confrontation that it will be like they won't say anything about anything. And it's like you have to, you know what I mean? If something's make you mad or a little like pissed, like let them know, and then you guys can hash it out and like keep moving forward.
And I disagree with you. I think Bigfoot is real.
I agreed with you. Oh wait. Oh wait.
Do you think Bigfoot's real?
No.
Yeah, I
No,
disagree
but I think
with
that
you.
people.
I think Bigfoot is real.
So I'm canceling the podcast. I'm taking my equipment and I'm packing up and I'm going home. Good
No,
luck
I'm kidding.
making
I
it. Good
don't
luck.
think it's real. I don't think it's real. But see, that was an example of how you
Yeah.
could but you know what you did? You said you'd pack up a pod.
I'm a hypocrite.
You're a hypocrite.
They're gonna clip that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, my true colors came out.
True colors came out. But yeah, guys, we'll see you on the next pod.
Bye.
Hopefully,
If we're still friends.
if there's still a pod.
We're gonna be like frenemies. We're gonna break up.
Yo, frenemies is fucking hilarious, by the way.